Alright, Lethal Team, we're going over the 2-3 zone extended. So this is just for y'all, for everybody on the team. Today, I'm going with Savage, Loco, Goose, and Strap. Strap is using the power forward. But we're going over the 2-3 zone extended just a little bit more in-depth. This is film study. This is where you get better. This is where you get a chance to see it back and understand what you're watching. So the team we're going up against today, you see this glass cleaner interior score, the defensive anchor, and this inside out glass cleaner. It's like 3 7-footers. So this is like the first gameplay y'all seeing that we played in is because I was trying to teach the 2-3 zone to people that haven't played it before. Obviously they have an AI player, and I'm just kind of let this play in the background while I talk. But we did a very good job for those who kind of ran it for the first time. Goose, everybody else pretty much has run it, but it's been a while. We've been playing a lot more man-to-man than anything. But as we play more, get more consistent, I'm going back to playing these different zones so y'all understand them. We get a chance to go in depth like this video is today, so y'all understand what y'all doing and what was working. So, of course, they had like 3 7-footers. But if y'all just take a look at the score and see what we was doing, there was no way they was going to be able to keep up with us taking twos when we're constantly getting on the break, knocking down threes. In this particular defense, we should be forcing around 12 turnovers per game. If we're in 2-3 zone, and let's say we play 2-3 zone for the entire game, we should be forcing around 12 turnovers. That's like getting, let's just say we get 2 passing lane steals a quarter. That's what, 8 steals right there. And let's just say between the 2 people playing up top, y'all get 3 steals between y'all. Well, 2 steals apiece, let's just say, throughout the game. Just a on ball poke steal. That's your 12 turnovers right there. Also in it, whoever's playing the middle in this particular video, the Strap, could be D-Mac, could be Jamaica. Y'all can drive back and get a lot of pass lane steals. So just throughout the course of a game, as a team, we should be forcing 12 turnovers. Whether it be steals, whether it be just forcing them to make a bad pass, no matter what, when we look at the turnover score on the score sheet at the end, that's what you should see. You should see around 12 turnovers. The only thing I think people can really improve upon is just knowledge. So right here, we getting dunked on. It doesn't matter. Y'all see the score. When I say knowledge, I mean just understanding what works. And for y'all to understand what works, y'all have to understand what beats it. Now, we play 2-3 a little bit different from most people. I'm going to show y'all the difference in today's gameplay between how most people run the 2-3 and then how I want y'all to run the 2-3. And there are very few teams, not very many, but a very few teams will run it the way we run it. And mainly what I'm trying to say is, like, if you see a team with a break starter, they're going to run the 2-3 the way I'm teaching y'all to run it. And I still have to show y'all where to beat it, what works, what movement works, and all that other good stuff. For the most part, offensively, we seem to be all clicking. Everybody's moving. Corners need to be a little bit more patient. I mean, I tell you all the time, the corners are very precious. If you run to the corner, it's very rare when you can just take off and go back door. You can kind of see it set up certain times. Like if you play with the team long enough, you can kind of tell when I'm looking at it. But for the most part, you cannot just go on your own. You have to hold that corner, because right here, just with this pass, that pass opens up a lot against most defenses, especially against 2-3. If you just taking off on that back door without like people knowing that it's going to happen, like especially for me as the point guard, if I don't know that you're doing that and I'm looking elsewhere, then it takes me a whole like another 5 seconds just to try to reset up what I was originally looking at. So just be a little bit more patient in the corners offensively, but defensively, if we can keep learning all the different defenses as well as we did in this particular video, I don't think we'll have a problem moving forward It's just going to be a matter of can everybody with their personnel perform the way they're supposed to. Obviously, when we started bringing back the other teammates, Cincy, RDH, Hulk, King, Montage, their builds are not really set up the way that the people that I'm working with in this video or that's on the opposite team are set up. Like, we're all set up to work one particular system the same way, right? For them, they understand the system, but they don't necessarily have the builds to make it work as good as you're going to see in today's video. But they already have the IQ to where they're not going to give up as many points and they'll still be able to do certain things. So every build has its strength and advantage. Every team has its own style and system. It's just a matter of trusting each other, watching film, asking questions. Simple as that. You trust each other, watch film, ask questions, and then you repeat the process over and over and over until you make it permanent or make it habit. You want to build good habits, you keep doing good habits. So just pay attention to this practice, and anything that you didn't understand before about the 2-3 should be answered in this video. If it's something that you want to know more about, like for example, if you played the middle, like Strat played the middle of this video, but if D-Mac, if you in that situation, or Jamaica, if you're in that situation, and you try to understand what I was telling him in the video, and I didn't make it clear, then just let me know. So first thing I want to look at is how many turnovers did we force. If you look right here, turnover column, we forced 20 turnovers this particular game, just running 2-3. Again, this is kind of like the first time of us running it. And of course, what's great about this particular game is you can see we only had 1 turnover. Me, myself, I had 6 shot attempts. I didn't really shoot that much, but I had 17 assists just on the break, getting guys buckets. Loco got a lot of points. Strap, Goose scored a lot. We all know Savage is probably like the best scorer that we have, and he just did his job. He got on the break. You see the steal total, 17 steals. 17 steals to their 1. And their 1 came from the AI. That's crazy. But another thing I want y'all to look at how many shot attempts we got. 64 to 43. We got 43 3-point attempts to 13 running this zone. As y'all know, in our normal offense, we don't never get that many. So that's pretty amazing. In today's gameplay, this is the team we're going against. They're actually pretty good. They actually run 2-3 as well, which is why I get to show y'all the differences in the video. But I don't know if y'all can really tell, but this, in my opinion, this team was pretty good. They can shoot. They run 5 out, which I wanted to address that in the video as well. And it was just a good bump. But let's go ahead and get into it. So, first thing coming in, we're playing 2-3 zone, right? Right here, they get a wide open shot. They miss it. We get out on the break. We got to run. All right, we got to run. And then we're going to set up. Of course, they run a 2-3 as well. We get a shot. Soon as we score, we're back in it. Right? You cannot set up a zone without scoring the basketball. If you don't score, you're in man-to-man. And when I say man-to-man, I don't mean your man. If we miss a shot, we got to get back and find somebody. You know, eventually it'll work itself out where we can switch and be where we want to be, but just find a man. But as soon as we score, we get into the zone immediately. So for the 2 guys playing up top, they're going to play very high. For me and Goose, because we're either one's playing the bottom, we are also playing high. So right now for Goose, I was telling him the whole time, I'm getting back to this back left corner. Goose is right here. I'm telling them, hey, if there's nobody back there, you got to be up by the free throw line. Like right now, the way it looks, Goose, you have to pick up this guy here. But understand, he's going to come down. He's probably going to go sit in the corner. But you kind of follow him down to the corner. You don't never be guarding nothing. The only player in this zone that should be guarding nothing sometimes is the person in the middle. Today it just happens to be Strap. And the reason being, he's just sitting by the free throw line. He can't really do much until somebody comes down in his way. But even when something is not there, Strap has a very important job, or whoever's playing the middle has a very important job, because as people come down into the paint, your job is to drop down with them for the passing lane steal. So as we go ahead and run the play, they're going to come down, and you see how much pressure is here. One thing I want to touch on is the movement. Although, yes, we commit this foul, I want y'all to look at a few very important things. As this ball is coming down, right? I'm going to back it up a little bit. But as this ball is coming down, notice how right here, Savage is guarding the ball. Loco responsibility is to stay in between number 30 and number 7, who is back here, who just took the ball out. That's his job. As they come down the court, let's say they start to form a 5-out. It is not Loco's job to necessarily go over here and guard number 30, because his job is to maintain up top, the top left wing, as Savage's job is to maintain the top right wing. This is a 2-3 zone, which means there are 2 people up top and 3 people down bottom. Now, what happens with the down bottom part is, for the guy that's in the middle, as things come down to the lane, you are to drop down to the lane, forcing it to be 3 people down low. That's why it's called 2-3. It's 2 people up top, 3 people down bottom. So as the play kind of runs, you will notice Loco, he's sitting in between number 30 and number 7. What's supposed to happen is, let's say if number 30 right here cuts back door. This messes up a lot of people. Y'all wonder, should I slide over and Loco run to the corner? Well, actually in this situation, no. What's supposed to happen is Strap is supposed to drop down with number 30. I'm going to stay in the corner. But what I do, since the ball's on the right side of the court, you'll notice me slide over to the hash mark, and I'm pretty much daring this point guard to throw it to my corner. I'm baiting him to throw it to my corner. If number 30 cuts through, Strap is supposed to drop backwards for the passing lane steal. Loco right here, he's going to be guarding number 7, and my responsibility is still the corner. Where a lot of people mess up at, and what you'll see me do is, let's say we say number 30 cut through. The corner, which I'm sitting in right now, drops to Loco, pretty much drops with the person cutting, and the corner be wide open, which I'm going to show later in the video. A lot of people mess that up because they don't understand the principle. What's supposed to happen here, Loco is supposed to stay in between them 2, but his responsibility is more so number 7. If number 30 cuts through, Strap is supposed to drop back into the passing lane for the steal, and I'm going to still guard that back left corner. But, of course, there was a foul here. You won't see what I'm talking about. Coming into the next play, in which I will show y'all, as y'all see them in 2-3, I will go over later in the video. Again, you cannot set up this shit without scoring. So we get a wide open shot with Goose. First thing I'm yelling on the mic is what side I have. Communication is very important. You have to let people know what you're doing inside the zone. So the first thing I say is, I got back right. So a lot of times the way I look at it, when that camera flips, I'm looking at me and I'm looking at whoever else is playing that back line with me. Whatever side he's on, let's say, so Goose right here is on the left side, I say I got back right. Just to let him know, hey, I'm running to the right side, you gotta hustle your ass back to get to the left side. Now, of course, as Goose is trying to get there, this is why Strap or whoever's in the middle, when you're playing this free throw line area, if you see somebody roaming free, that's your chance to just show at it. If they do make a long pass, you should have an easy steal or something, but you have to give time for people to recover. That's why us running back into the zone is so important. Because the 2 people up top, they have to play high. They're playing by the half-court line. So as the play progresses, we're going to pick it up. Even though Loco missed on the steal here and this guy's kind of roaming free, it's fine. I'm not worried. He's not going to pull the shot. Like, even though he got beat from here, so I say like right past the logo, he's not going to shoot the ball here. And the guy playing the middle, again, your job is to give time for people to recover. So him running free does nothing. Strap is going to bait here. Give time for your man to recover. Loco recovers, and then you drop back for the passing lane still. Now, because we're in this 2-3 zone, you have to gamble. So right here, you'll see Strap naturally gamble, whether the ball came or not. You anticipate that he could make that pass. That's how it works. You have to gamble in this particular zone. You're supposed to play the passing lanes and be aggressive. As we play it, you're going to see this shit right here happen. Now, the reason why this shit, we just talked about this, right? The reason why this shit gets so open is because people get confused on responsibility. Again, if this wing cuts through free, what do people supposed to do? Right? Situation dictates. It's not just always, oh, this happens, so you do this every single time. No, the situation dictates. As Loco is coming off of getting hit with this screen, his job is now to stay with the screener because the screener is in his zone. What's supposed to happen is, yes, Goose, you're supposed to hedge this. And when you hedge this, you're not fully committed. What's supposed to happen is the guy in the middle that's playing the free throw line, which is Strap at the moment, you're supposed to slide over and stay in the way. Right? You don't let him get to the paint. You're there for the mid-range jump shot, but you're supposed to stay in his way. This allows Goose to take the corner. If Goose gets confused, because like again, this is the first time some people ran it, and follows this man, he's gonna give up this three every single time. So for Goose, you were supposed to stay in the corner, allow the person in the middle to drop back where he's supposed to be in the passing lane anyway, and guard this defender. Keep in mind, as this works, Loco is going to work to get back into a passing lane still anyway. So they try to throw it back to number 7. That's why Loco is sitting up top waiting for the steal. If the point guard if you put guard in the corner here, let's say you didn't leave this open, and he throws it back to the point guard is going to try to come back to the three-point line anyway, in which case Loco will just pick him back up. But that's what's supposed to happen in that particular situation, so you don't give up shots like that. So, again, with this ball pressure, I always tell the people playing up top to pick them up at half court. The reason being, 2K always has like this magnetic field around half court. It's like magnetic. You bump them, harass them, you can normally get a reach, body steal, something like that. Again, you probably get about 2 or 3 of these a game where you just pluck it and everybody still was in 2-3 zone. All right, you pluck it, get a chance to get out on the break, and you just kind of like work your normal action from there. The ball swings, we get an open shot, and then we right back in the same zone. Right, I'm busting my ass, I'm saying I got back right. That makes Goose go back left. Loco is saying I got the left, which makes Savage stay on the right. It doesn't really matter which side you take. You just have to communicate so people know. So they coming up again. Again, another body steal. Getting back on the break. Savage gets a dunk. We right back in it. Now you see how the points can start to add up after a while? Again, same shit. This time Savage is the one guarding the ball. Loco is chasing in the passing lane. I'm back on this left side. I'm back on this right side. Goose is on the left. Now, as they come down, it doesn't really matter where they move the ball around to and stuff like that. So this is something I want to go over real quick. Notice when the ball comes back up top to number 30, what it looks like. Number 7, who could possibly be a center that can shoot or not, don't really know. Again, Loco's job is to stay in between number 30 and number 7, but understanding that number 7 is in his zone. What will happen in this situation, let's say the ball swings to number 7. Well, Loco will come up top, Goose will rotate up to the left wing, and then Strap will guard the back left corner. That's the way it's supposed to work if the ball rotates that way. So right here you see a pass fake. That's what's supposed to happen. So where people mess up a lot of times is like let's say strap comes up right here, right? And the ball didn't rotate. Now we're trying to figure out where everybody's supposed to be. Well, that's why I say situation dictates. Because the ball didn't swing, then Strap is able to come back to the middle. Loco is going to go to the left, and now Goose still has the back left corner. That's because the ball didn't swing. That's why I say situation dictates. If the ball did swing, a whole different set of arrangements was supposed to happen. But since the ball didn't, now you're back to this normal situation. Doesn't really matter what dribble moves he's trying to do. Everywhere he goes, he's in traffic. Can't really use screen and roll in this because that's what the defense is designed for. We get another puck steal, get out on the break, same shit, get a wide open shot, then you be right back in it again. Right? Right back in the same defense again. So for them, they like to run the defense stock. And let me show you what I mean by that. Even if though he's pressuring me, they run it stock. Meaning like it looks exactly the way it's supposed to look. Like if I bring the ball down the court, I'm like, okay, they're in 2-3. The difference between us is the pressure is so much live there that it almost looks like man to man. And you can't really tell that we're playing 2-3 zone. Getting pressured all the way up the court. They picking you up at half court. You try to run your normal pick and roll action, all that stuff. Like it's hard to tell that we're in 2-3, but we are. For them, I can bring the ball down the court without really getting pressured. It's just like, hey, this is 2-3, and there's so many ways to beat it. So we'll show you a few ways to beat it. First thing, like when you run a stock like this, where you can just tell where everybody's at. 5 out beats 2-3 every single time. So the first thing, let's say I call diamond, which is the back right corner cutting. Savage is in the back right corner, call diamond, get an easy dunk, and then we turn around, we're right back in the same defense. So right here, they're going to get a jump shot, knock it down. Cool, whatever. I don't really chip off a lot of stuff like when they score in transition, things like that, because again, I want y'all to pay attention to the scoreboard. Both teams are running the same defense. We just run it different. So again, you get the ball in. We're going to go ahead and bring it up the court. And as you see me get to the middle, freeze it here. Again, they run it stock, meaning as you look at it right now and we're going in the 5 out, you can clearly tell they're playing 2-3 zone. There's nobody guarding the ball. What I say all the time, you always have to be guarding something. And again, they ran 5 out as well, but y'all see the difference between their defense and ours. And there's so many ways to beat it once they run it stock, because all you gotta do is be patient in the 5 out. You kick it here, you got a wide open shot, we back in 2-3. Again, they get an open shot here, cool, I ain't tripping about that. Again, I want y'all to pay attention to the score. We scored about 2 or 3 buckets since the last possession. But again, they run it stock. You come down, it's like, oh my God, they're in 2-3. And the big man is guarding nothing. So you come down in it. Again, just be patient. This time you call out Hart. Hart gets a wide open lane to the bucket. Up fake, you get a bucket. We right back in 2-3. Again, they score again. And it's, like I said, it's cool that they're scoring because you see us constantly score every time down the court. They're running the same defense we're running. So this time I run all the way down. I should have dunked it. That was on me. But they 2-3 is weak. You get a wide open jump shot. We back in 2-3 zone. Again, check out the score. All right, we come down again. They're still in this 2-3 zone. We're going to work the ball around. Savage gets a one-on-one opportunity with a smaller defender. He takes him. We back in 2-3 zone. These are all ways to beat the 2-3 zone, by the way. Again, ball movement here. Loco goes through, kick it back. He cuts through. I run through, kick it back. He has me wide back open. Another way of beating 2-3. Again, come down, dribble, throw it across the court, wide open jump shot. Another way to beat 2-3. Like all those different ways And like you can do it on either side. That's the beautiful thing about it. All those different ways you just beat the same zone that we're sitting in. Yet you see the difference in the scoreboard between how most people run it and how we run it. Again, look at how we run it. Look at where Savage is. He's sitting up at the half court line. Loco, he's in the passing lane, ready to rip something. Like, look how much pressure we extend. Like, even on something like this, let me show you how powerful a good 2-3 zone is. This man then came down the court. He's so bothered, he done turned the ball over so many times. He's sitting up here dancing with the ball because he has tape. And he ain't even noticed he got this wide open sharpshooter with tape sitting in this back left wing. Y'all see how powerful, if you run it a certain way, it could look? Like, he's wide open and this man don't see him at all. He's taking this dumbass jump shot. We get the rebound, we get on the break. Get a wide open shot. Guess what? We back in it. Back in 2-3 zone again. Yeah, and they gonna bring the ball down. He gets plucked. We get back on the break. We knock down another shot. We right back in it. And it just keeps going like this the entire game. All right. So the final score ended up being 90-66. Yeah, you should force around 12 turnovers. They played 2-3 zone too, so they should have forced around 12 turnovers. They had 15, we had 7. You know, that's the difference between running the stock and then running 2-3 zone extended that I like to play. Again, I had 21 assists, 6 points, 6 rebounds. I didn't really get too many shot attempts, but I'm not going to get that many shot attempts if we getting 13 steals. Like, if we getting 34 assists as a team, like, Savage shot 11 for 12. Let's just get out on the break. Loco shot 10 for 18, which is above 50%. Goose 6 for 10. Strap 6 for 12. Like, everybody shot over 50%. They got 45 shot attempts to our 56. All right. We got 31 3-point attempts to their 27. This is two teams running the exact same defense. Ours just is a little bit different. And the teams that run it like us typically will have like a break starter build or a center with a very high pass accuracy to get the rebound, throw it out on the break, and that's how they get their open three. So I'm showing y'all this video to show y'all that y'all can beat teams that play that aggressive style defense if you just know how to beat it, know how to work the offense, know how to move, and you can still beat teams that are the try-hards or play very aggressive. It's the same shit. The reason why we got so many steals and y'all saw so many steals is because of momentum. If we run our offense and score the way we're supposed to, then we have the momentum. If we sit there and miss a bunch of shots and let them dictate the offense, then they will have the momentum. That's how it works. But anyway, that's enough for me talking. I hope y'all have a little bit more IQ. Again, if something was covered and I didn't say it in the video, you got a question, just let me know in the Discord. And I hope y'all enjoyed today's video. Appreciate y'all watching Film Study. I'll catch you on the next one.